All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord. And we have a very special guest back on the show, Mr. Manuel Romero, live from Phoenix. You're in Phoenix?
Yep.
Phoenix, the desert. So,
Yes.
you know what? So, we're going to jump into this. This is our 2023 Mr. Olympia top six predictions, but I'm going to probably jump in and get top 10 in there as well near the end of this. And this is we're not holding back. We're going to be very critical of these guys. I think maybe we'll have maybe the most accurate predictions here. We're going to see. We're going to see. I haven't watched other podcasters' predictions because I didn't want them to skew my thoughts on this.
Yeah.
So, and having a veteran like Manuel on the show to break down these physiques and give his opinion is great, and I'm lucky to have him on the show to dissect these guys because it's a very competitive Olympia this year. Everyone seems to be gunning for number one spot. They're in shape, it looks like, for the most part, and they're not messing around, right? So I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to jump right into this. Not going to waste any time, and share this here. All right. Let me hide this panel. There we go. So let's just jump into it. So I want to start with because Manuel has given me his top six, but in no particular order, right? And I have mine in order, and I have my top six, but I want to go from sixth to first. I'm not going to start with first. You're going to have to watch it till the end of the episode to see who is picked as first place. And then I'm going to get Manuel's opinion on these placings and these physiques, and then kind of see where he thinks they may land this year. So we will start with my sixth place prediction. It's Brandon Curry. Now, I've been seeing some good updates from Brandon, and he does this. He waits till the very end, and he starts posting progress photos, and he looks great, right? I would have no problem with Brandon winning the Mr. Olympia, but I just think that the legs, he's getting older, and the legs seem to go first once you get up there in age, and he's got maybe one of the best upper bodies in the entire top six lineup. But to me, I just don't think he's going to have the conditioning from the back, right? Great shape. He's super full. He's super big, but it's just, man, the legs, the separation in the legs, the upper quad, right? Manuel knows the thing about legs, right? And, it's just not there to compete with like Hadi Chupon and Derek Lunsford, who from the back are just, absolutely shredded. And then Brandon can't bring that. He can't compete with that. So why would he place ahead of these guys? Right? Like this is what he brought last year. Let's say he's 10% improved. Is that enough to take out, Derek, Nick Walker, Hadi? So Manny, give me your thoughts on Brandon Curry and kind of where you see him placing in this top six. We definitely both have him in the top six, but maybe Manny has him a bit higher than where I have him right now.
So for me, brother, I mean, the thing is that the Brandon physique is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking about his legs, I can tell you I have been doing a lot of cardio and a lot of things in different ways. And I can tell that probably they don't apply the proper um, resting period and the proper like therapy protocol of recovery for their legs, because most people think I'm talks about aging or stuff like that or not doing too much cardio, but I don't think it's that. I think it's the fascia. I think it's mobility and stretching all over the hips and stuff like, you
Yeah.
know, getting more range of motion when you're trying. So that's how you can keep the muscle full and keep good separation. So it's true that they have been working hard, but they are being focused more on volume and heavy than proper biomechanic of the exercises to be able to bring the best of their capacity and their genetic. Because Brandon upper body is kind of perfect,
Hmm.
and he's always been a good guy in the workout and very conservative. But when it comes to legs, I think they are afraid of proper motion, and that's why they go heavy and short. But whatever, I don't gonna criticize his weight of workout, and that is just for me to say why their cuts and their legs is not that deep,
Hmm.
because the fascia is tight,
Okay.
and that is the thing I want to end with. And other stuff is that maybe he never been in that like very thin condition in terms of being conditioning, like Patty, like Derek, like I really peel it, because if he gets to that point, it will be like no competition against, because of his lines and everything else. I don't think that he could get over the top five.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're kind of having Brandon in that sixth spot.
Yeah, like maybe 6, 7, something
Okay.
like that.
Okay. And I mean, he's got a lot of people talking with the progress photos he's posting, but again, that's kind of how he looked last year in his progress photos, and he didn't win the show. So,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stick to his kind of predictability and the trends that he's been coming down with when he competes. Is yeah, he looks great, but he just doesn't bring that crisp conditioning that's
Yeah.
needed to win a show. You just
Yeah.
can't do
Definitely.
it. Okay, so we got that out of the way. We have Brandon Curry in sixth. Maybe you can slip into seventh. Okay, so fifth place. This is going to probably upset a lot of people, but I have
Yeah.
I have Nick
I've sent
Walker.
him also.
And you know what? Looks like Nick has put on some size from last year. I saw the comparison from last year to this year, and he's gotten bigger. The delts have gotten bigger. The legs look a little thicker. He did post an update here, and you can kind of see the comparisons here. Where there it is. So, I mean, that's good. That's good improvements. The delts are obviously wider, right?
Yeah.
The legs are a little
When
thicker.
I will tell you something, just to
Yeah,
interrupt you a little bit.
yeah.
when if Because this is something I have been working with, and I will talk a lot about after when I get back to on stage. But this is one thing. Most of this guy has been progressing in terms of posing control. And
Mhm.
if you can see, he's been trying to make his weight smaller, so he have to be working a lot on breathing control,
Yeah,
abs controls, and stuff like that. At the point that, of course, he will bring a little more like the illusion that he's bigger and rounded because he's posing better.
yeah,
You got it? So you can see that he is a little more like stretch it out
yeah. He is.
in his waist, what he makes it smaller.
Yeah,
He's still contracting his abs and looking crunched.
yeah,
That makes him square when he's already kind of square looking guy.
yeah.
So if he worsens these poses things, that is what it will make him to look, no matter what, if he get bigger or not,
Mhm.
if he puts some size or not, he will look way better than himself. So he can challenge other guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been a bit critical of Nick Walker and the waistline. Like, it looks small here, but it is an illusion, right? He does have a thicker midsection, and you can kind of see it when he hits other shots.
Exactly.
It's thick through it's almost straight. It doesn't go in as a V to his
Yeah.
hips,
Yeah.
but so he gets away with the illusion, and it's a drawback. And I think we saw that when he placed second to Samson at the Arnold, and Samson took him out, even though Samson wasn't as conditioned as Nick. So I just don't see Nick propelling upward and beating Derek, beating Samson, and we'll talk about the others as well. But so I got Nick in fifth. I got Nick in fifth.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's good.
He's going to be conditioned. We know that he's going to look grainy and hard and all that, but it's just, it doesn't, the physique is a bit blocky. The legs, he needs a little bit more sweep on the quads.
Yeah.
It's just, I
think that being consistency and getting his physique and condition to the point and he's competing in the Olympia, that's the key for him. If everyone else sleep a little bit or fail in terms of conditioning, he can take it 100%. I will be happy him taking the Olympia, but there is a lot, to be seen still.
Yeah. He seems pretty confident that he's going to win. That's how he likes to promote himself, and that's fine. It's good to have confidence. Of course, everyone doing this thinks they're going to win, so there's nothing wrong with that. But we'll see where Nick places. Right now, I think we're both agreeing fifth place is a good spot for him, considering the guys that he's up against and the improvements that they've made. So moving on to my fourth place prediction, I'm going with my man Andrew Jacked. Now he's improved since these photos. Obviously, he did the Texas Pro where he beat Hunter Labrada, and man, the guy is a freak. He hasn't been competing very long, as you know, and I just don't know. I can't see him winning the Olympia just yet. That's why I have him in fourth, and because he has the problem of bringing in those glutes. You can't win shows when the glutes are looking like this and the hamstrings are looking like that.
Yeah.
Like there's some fat that needs to be removed from there. There's some water that needs to be pulled, and it's not at that Ronnie Coleman, Phil Heath level. It's not there.
Still.
No.
Yeah.
So I think the fifth place positioning for him, fourth, seems accurate. And that's a big leap up from where he placed last year. And, slowly making improvements. What are your thoughts on Andrew? Where do you have him in fourth, or do you have him higher?
Yeah, I like his physique, and I can have him higher just because it's like me wanting him to get 100% his condition. I would say, just to remember my friend Cedric McMillan, and I always wanted to see him in 100% condition on stage, and I wanted him to win the Olympia because his physique was like perfect, bro.
Yeah,
there's no way it was anything out of his physique, But in terms of condition with Andrew, if he gets skinny, really thinner skin, damn, it will be like a big jump, and I will see him walking with a trophy out of the Olympia. So because we have the whole thing already, but it's just the skin probably it's just because he doesn't been spending the proper time competing. So
yeah,
we can call this is maturity stuff,
Yes, maturity. Yes, and last year he had some issues. He didn't fully prep for the Olympia. He had a lot of issues going on, and he talked about that on some other podcasts. And now you can see here, this is his Texas Pro win, most recent this year, and you can see the lines are now starting to come in on the glutes. right? He didn't have that last year. So if he can even tighten up like 10, 15 more percent, that's going to be impressive to see that type of
Yes.
conditioning from the
You
back. Like,
know, one thing that most people maybe don't think about it is this. When we are over 260 pounds
mhm.
doing the diet, bro, you feel like that you're gonna die 100%.
Yeah,
No matter what, if you are eating 5 meals with carbohydrates, the problem is that your body fat is so low at that point that you still have 6 weeks to go to get your proper skin, like to be really peeled.
yeah,
But it's something like if someone have to tie you out and bring the food, even when you want to make the diet 100%, sometimes it's hard. Or
yeah,
maybe you're doing the diet 100%, but you're not pushing the cardio 100%. You're not pushing, and it's not easy. You gotta, work super harder because then you get to the show and it's like, oh fuck, I didn't do the things right because I was feeling so bad. And it's harder because it's like you're fighting against yourself to get the things done because you not feel the energy. You can eat it fast. You know how it is because it feels very hard.
yeah.
And
Sorry.
maybe because his being his first years in the contest at this level, because he just won the Arnold and then he won the other. And has he been competing and winning shows? But it's just like 4 years in the career already.
Yeah, he
So
exactly. For a new pro, he hasn't been competing that often, and now he's competing and he's starting to win shows. He's getting into his physique. He's getting into the groove, and
yeah,
not enough to win. I don't think at this point,
yes, I'm
but
agree with you.
yeah, and so we have him. I think we're both agreeing maybe fourth place for Andrew Jacked, which would be a good showing for him and big
Yeah,
improvement from where he placed. I think it was eighth last year. Yeah, let me go back here. Yeah, eighth. So that's a good spots up for Andrew if he can do it. Who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us and he'll jump ahead of that. But right
yeah,
now, I think we both have him at fourth. So in third place, I have Samson Dauda. Great guy, man. If he won the show, everyone would I think would be so happy because he's just a great guy and he brings a lot of
honestly,
yeah, man. Like he's just a beast, and he's improved again this year. We can tell see his progress photos. Uh, it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a battle out there, but it's gonna come
wow,
down to conditioning, right? It's gonna
yeah,
come down to let's go to the front. The front shots aren't that important. It's the back. So let's just head right there and see what he brought last year. There you go. This is what we're
yeah.
working with.
So right there, and this is one pose that I look a lot now because it's one of the poses that I had to work so fucking hard to make it good
Yeah,
on my own. I share the genetic point with them because I have that kind of condition in
yeah,
terms of muscularity and size and roundness,
yeah,
muscle separation. But it comes out to posing and condition again. So Samson have everything. And of course, I will be happy. One thing that I'm not agree with, bro, is that he must be here in Vegas training with Milos right now.
yes,
So he must be here already doing his thing and keep his eyes on top of him every second of the day because that's what Derek and
yeah.
Hattie's doing with
Right
Kenny.
now,
So
yep,
they are they are competing against fucking the best ones.
yes, yeah,
Derek have a perfect, like approach to workouts and he's been working really consistency. So it's like nothing is coming out of his lines.
yeah,
And Hattie's been competing, bro, from super like head for like Hadi's been competing since he is a kid.
He's way longer than these guys. Yeah.
Yeah, way longer. So whatever he's doing, if you know, we cannot think about he's gonna be off at all. That's why I say I like Samsung physique, but when it comes to condition, that is what he needs. He must be here already.
Yeah, man. He's still over there in Europe, and I don't know if he's when he's
Because
deciding
then, man, you know what? The travel
flight.
is gonna mess the things up because he's already working hard, you know. And I will tell you this,
Mhm.
something that people doesn't think too much. If you are from a very hot weather,
Yeah.
and I say this because I experienced this. I
Yeah.
remember we flew to United Kingdom when I was 6 weeks out of the show
Yeah.
here, and I remember I was around 275 pounds, looking good. And then when I went there in 1 week, like in 4 days, I lost 10 pounds because the cold was making me trying to, like, my system
Mhm.
was trying to
Acclimatize. Yes.
acclimatize to the weather, and it makes my metabolism speed up. And I remember when I was working out with Dino, I'll take my shirt off and I get surprised myself with
Mhm.
how hard I was looking.
Yeah.
And if he is from the cold weather and he comes to Vegas 3 or 4 days before the show,
Yeah.
he will be watery.
Even Florida. Yeah. 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 He's,
You know,
yeah.
because the weather here is gonna make him to get speed up his metabolism, and he's gonna be dropping water or stuff like this. And I will tell you, man, he must be here already
He
if
should
he
be.
wants to win Olympia. Yeah.
He should be. I mean, things can happen with your flight and delays. And if you're
Yeah,
coming
man.
4 or 5 days ahead, just like I think that's what he normally does.
Yeah.
And then you have, Hadi's already over here. I think he's already over here. He was training with
Yeah,
Derek. So
no,
yeah,
he's
he is. He
already
is.
here.
He's here. He's here.
Yeah, of
So
course.
3.5 weeks out. 3.5 weeks out.
Yeah.
They're grinding it already. And then he's over there in England, I think.
Yes,
And
man.
then, yeah, he should be at Milos's house
Yes,
getting up,
sir.
doing cardio in the spare room, and be monitored 24/7. Like if you want to win the Miss
Yes.
Olympia.
Yeah. We all think we are training hard at some point because we are killing in the gym, but you never train as hard as when your
Yeah.
coach is on top of you.
Yeah, exactly. And when you get there, you got to adjust to the new gym. You're in the US now. You got to everything's different. Your routine changes. You need a week or two to just adjust. So the fact that he's not
Yes.
here, I agree. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see what happens to Samson. Is a big guy, big frame, and a lot can happen to guys that are that size. The water, the issues, there's things that can happen. So, um, I, I really want him to win the show. He's my favorite. Like if he's my favorite to win the show, but
Yeah.
because he can't seem to dial those glutes and hamstrings in, I'm putting him in third place right now.
Okay.
Right. And what do you think? Is that third, or you have him higher, or do you have him?
Oh, man. Because his physique is beautiful, man. I
Yeah.
would say I would like him to win. But honestly, these two horses we have at the top
Yeah.
second, it's not easy at all. And I know Hani, man, he will,
Oh,
you know.
sometimes I wish like these guys would just go train, like hire Hani, because man, Milos is good, okay, but he has some hit and misses. Hani, he's like number one. He gets these athletes are like they look dried out, shredded. It's just
Bro, and he's being consistent because he's no matter what, if he's a classic physique guy, no matter
yeah,
what, if a
Chris.
bikini girl, no matter what, is a figure,
Yeah,
he get everyone on point.
yeah. So I would be shocked to see what happens to Samson if he hooked up with Hani Brown, but
Oh, man.
it would be
And
pretty
I will
scary.
like, man, that he wins the Olympia because Milos is, wow, man. Milos is a very good friend of mine. And I
Mhm.
will say that he
Yeah,
will
he
be
coached you for a
so
while.
happy, man. He wins one Olympia. That, damn, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I
Just
know, man.
because of that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I hope
man.
everything works good for them, man.
Yes, yes. All right. So we got Samson in third.
Yeah.
Now we're going to move into second place, and I have Derek Lunsford. You know what? There's a lot of hype with Derek.
Yeah.
You know, he looks great. He's improved. I know he's improved. He's gotten bigger. Um, but I saw him training with Hottie. And when I saw them training together, I was like, he's not at Hottie's level yet. The way Hottie's stronger than him, could tell easily. They're lifting the
Oh,
same
oh,
weight, and Hottie was controlling that much easier. Derek was struggling a
wow.
little bit to keep up with Hottie,
Wow.
right? It was kind of funny to see. And I was like, okay, shit. And the maturity of Hottie's muscle compared to like Derek, you can see here, it's just
Yeah.
not it, so he's got the shape, and that's what got him into, second place. But then you see the chest, you see, you know,
Yeah.
looking back, he looks okay, but it's like from the front, man, it's not that the shape is great, but the conditioning,
Yeah. We can tell there is something still,
it's
man, right
missing.
there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The side chest, that looks good, nice and round, big, but and the side quad is good separation. But we'll look at. I think we know who I got in first, but we'll look at that coming up. But it's just like you're going to see the difference in the muscularity compared to these two. And I think Hottie's improved. Hottie was. You looked at Hottie, 6-7 weeks out, he was in better condition than Derek. So he's going to have that hardness and muscularity. Yeah, right here, it's just not. It's not at the
You
level
know,
of
one
Hottie.
thing that I still seen on the guys when they compete,
Yeah,
the excitement. They lose a little bit of the way they pose when they are in front of the mirror.
yeah,
They show better control than when they are on stage.
yeah. I noticed that too. Even when I was competing, you're dehydrated. You're not drinking any water. You're not as strong and powerful. You don't have the pump doesn't feel the same. So your whole body and image feels different because you don't feel your look, even though you're sliced and shredded, you just don't feel as
Yeah, yeah.
you
Well,
know.
I would say I remember, man, when I prepped with Hani and I guess second behind Macmillan.
Yeah,
I will tell you that year the carb him up thing, it was so perfect for me and Hani
yeah,
that
uh,
I remember, man, it feels like you are working out with the best bond you've ever had,
mhm.
to be honest. So
Okay.
when you do that properly, you can tell. You will
Yes.
go on stage and you just have the best moment of your life.
Yeah. You feel the pump. Yeah, we'll give it a second here, but you know, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a battle. You know what? And the thing I like about Derek's physique is that it's very pleasing to the eye, and I would have no issues if Derek wins. He potentially is going to win. It's just that to me, he's still missing some things. He's missing some
Yeah.
refinement.
You know what I think it is? It could be it's the skin still, you know?
Yeah, thick skin in the upper chest area, arms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
But
here we go.
he's been killing it. Yeah,
Look at this.
yeah,
It's just it's thick skin. It's not muscular. It's not shredded. Like man, Hottie's chest is just this lines all the way through the chest,
yeah. I
all through the
remember
delts.
when Hattie came to United States for first time
Mhm.
and he won in Vancouver. I think it was. I don't know which show it was.
I think it was maybe the van.
Hani was there, and I sent a message to him asking how he looks in person, and because he's you see him relax, but when
Mhm.
he starts squeezing and posing, bro, Hani told me like the muscles come from like you don't even think about
Yeah,
it. He told me that his maturity, and it's been because he's been competing for so long and
yeah,
from very lightweight, like the bantamweight and the world championships.
yeah.
he have been scaling and his physique is being responding properly.
Exactly.
So
And I just think his work, yeah, Derek's work ethic is strong in the gym. You can see that in the videos. He's really, really focused. But
yeah.
Hadi is just like at another, like he's at another level. It's hard to explain.
Another
Like,
thing that I would like to like talk about it is
yeah.
because have been experiencing and I have been seeing it because I had to, you know, during COVID, I went through to learn about fasting, about spirituality, and I see that these guys overseas, they are very religious and very respectful with everything they get done.
Mm-hmm.
I think that play a big role on all of these things in bodybuilding because work ethic is one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but keep that mentality and work ethic on yourself over years. You
Yeah.
become to masterize that.
Yeah.
The the humble of Hadi Chopin behave can tell you how down to earth is this guy. So if he have to keep working out but not competing, he's gonna still doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is something that I can tell. I would like to get to that level because it makes me see that whatever he's doing all of these years, the healthiest he looks
Yeah.
is because he's been doing it with a lot of control, and that is a powerful mindset.
Yes. You know, and okay, so we got Derek in second. I think we can agree.
If
We'll
he
see.
may, if he doesn't look good,
Yeah, he could drop.
and Samsung
Yeah.
looks good, he will be the second place, and Derek will be third.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that assessment for sure because
Yeah,
Samson's going to be really overpowering on that stage.
yeah. Just the way he looks.
Yeah, like and hopefully his conditioning is a little bit better. Now let's go into my first place prediction to win the 2023 Mr. Olympia. That is Hadi Chupin. Man, this guy, you just can't like the conditioning. As soon as you click on the photos, you can start seeing the difference from what we just looked at. And he's got a tight waist too when he hits that front double bicep, just like Derek does.
Yeah,
And he's bigger. His arms are bigger. His lats from the front, they seem like they flare out a little bit more too. And then it's just the quads. It's the separation in the quads and the hardness of the legs that
the
he has when
fullness. You
the
can see
fullness.
the fullness. Yeah,
Yeah, let's see what else. Let's get front lat spread. See now you
he look.
compare that front lat spread to Derek's that we just showed you. Look at the
Yeah,
striations in the chest, the striations throughout the abs, even in the delts, and then the quads are striated, just
and
standing
you
from
see
the
that
front.
he's not forcing in the pose.
No, he's not even
He's
fully.
very loose.
It's a different physique. It's a
Yeah,
different level of conditioning. The side chest. Derek hits it better. I think. I think Hadi crouches down too low
yeah.
compared to Derek, but um, man,
I will tell you
he's
something. This is a particular thing of Honey.
mhm.
Honey Rambo makes you to sit down
Yeah.
to show your hamstring and your glutes.
Okay. 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 Now let's go to the back shots. We just saw Derek. So you have a visual reminder of,
Yeah.
where that's at. And then you got Hadi. Now, some say Hadi wasn't at his best condition for this show.
But
And
this
I
is one thing that I commented somebody else who was
yeah,
talking about this,
yeah.
and I will say something. Sometimes people push their butt back
Hmm.
out to squeeze lower back, but if
Yeah.
you really push it forward and squeeze your abs, your
Yes.
lower back is gonna be a little more thinner, like a more your waist is gonna be more smaller,
Yeah.
and your Christmas tree and last insertion is gonna look better. So you can see another Chopin pictures that he is doing the last spread, the back double bicep a little bit better. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes pictures can be
Hmm.
really conservative in terms of that,
Yeah.
because then, you know, it's like making the muscles loose a little bit. But he can be better conditioned, and if he does, man, it's
Yeah.
not gonna look at that way bad, bro. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, he does a little bit of skin, a little bit of looseness down there, but
Yeah,
that's common. Um, but here, let me find some other crazy shots of him. Super tight,
yeah, man.
probably the best obliques in the top six. Like he's always super shredded in the obliques.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm definitely is breathing control.
yeah, this is a night show. Yeah, he's just at another level. It's hard to deny the way he brings that conditioning to the stage.
And right now, I would say this: so most people, the people who criticize Olympia
Hmm.
or the athletes, are saying that he doesn't have that beauty shape in terms of like classy lines and things like that. Because most people is trying to compare open with classic physique,
Yeah,
and you know, open is the bodybuilding is the whole thing, but it's about the mass monsters, you know. So
hmm,
if you already bring good lines and the beauty of the whole thing, oh, it's
yeah,
cool. It's a plus. But we cannot. It's like well, if we're gonna just judge the people who looks really good genetically, like Flex Wheeler, Chris Cormier, you know, Brandon
yeah,
Curry. So we should not let people square looking competing in the open, something like that. It's
yeah.
stupid.
Stupid.
So this guy have everything it requires in the sport to fucking win the Olympiad, and that's it.
Yes. Yeah, man. I was looking at that shot here. Like it's just you compare that to Derek. We just showed you Derek's chest.
Oh yes, look at
It's
that.
not even right. It's not even a comparison. And it's so it's gonna be close because the Derek has better shape, symmetry than Hadi. His waist is a little smaller than Hadi's. Hadi does have a little. People do say sometimes he does have a little bit of a blocky waistline.
Yes.
But you know, is it enough to? It didn't deter him from winning. The judges picking him to win last year. So what's going to change? If Hadi is in the same conditioning or a little bit better, is improved, and Derek's
Yeah.
improved a little bit,
You
does
know,
that shouldn't
I
change
will
anything?
say, yeah, I will say that once I took some seminars on judging
Hmm.
to become a judge in the NPC, and many of the questions that the public asked to the judge is, it was the look at that intercostal
Yeah,
and obliques muscle. It's the best. Definitely is the best.
yeah. You know he.
So they said that when an athlete do one show 1 year and next year he show up a little better, just like a 1% better
Hmm.
condition,
Yeah,
they can't really say what they see. And if the second place just improved on size, or maybe he didn't move anywhere on size, but he get better condition
hmm,
than last year, you can say like maybe not to see not very notable
yeah,
improvements, he
yeah.
will win the show, even if
Okay.
it's not that big, you know. So we cannot be just fanatical because we like the guy or because we identify with his history or
Hmm.
with the country he is. We have to be very observative
Okay.
and honest. It's like being honest with yourself. Like, you really think he wins, or you just say because
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
But you know what? I like that pose.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. Man, he's so I think we both have him winning the show based on the physique, not based
Yeah,
on hype or who has the most followers or who's the best well spoken.
yeah.
It's you know, technically on paper he should win again. If there hasn't any drastic changes
Yeah.
between both of them, if they're 1-2% improvement on both physiques, he should still win because he won last year.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Once again, I don't think Derek should think about getting bigger. I think it's
no,
just need to be focused on polish his physique and make his skin thinner and his muscle a little more like muscle mobility stuff like that.
yeah, agreed.
And one thing that he had been spending the whole year put it on size and progressing, and because now this is his second year working with Honey,
Yeah,
a lot of things will change, you know. Because remember what Honey makes Jacob looks like in just 1 year competing together.
yes,
In
it's
2009, when he won, he came out of like the best cutlet of ever.
yeah, yeah. When I saw Hadi and Derek training this week, Hadi's still bigger than I
Okay.
think than Derek, and Derek didn't look as impressive to me just in the shirt.
Okay.
Like you can just tell what I get if someone's in a shirt or how they fill it out. And Hadi was like, yeah, okay, he's got this.
You know how it feels to not to showing up to your fucking contender, man. It's
Yes.
something because you want to see it, but you don't want to
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah. So yeah,
Man.
it's gonna be a battle. I love that the Olympia's kind of stepped it up and it's coming back and the competitors are coming in shape and not coming off. And so it just makes it that much better of a show. And so I'll just quickly bounce into my seventh place wild card is Nathan Diasha. Nathan's he's a veteran at this, man. He's
Yeah,
been
yeah, 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 yeah.
he's been at it. This is him yesterday, 3 weeks out.
Yeah, I saw it. I
Yeah.
like it.
He looks good. He looks good for considering he's done 3 shows. He won 2 shows out of those 3. Controversially, maybe should have won all 3. What is your take on that? Him losing to Regan Grimes? I didn't agree with it. I'm sorry. Regan is a great guy. He's super popular, fellow Canadian, right? But no, I'm sorry. Milos didn't bring Regan where he needed to be for that show to beat something that's this thick and muscular and conditioned and vascular and full. And Regan gets watery and sweating and stuff.
In this video, he's still looking better than Regan. So just with the video, he can still win against him.
Yeah,
because as I told you, when we are like very heavyweight and we start dying down, and it requires a lot.
Yes.
Recovery, training, mindset, and Nathan is a veteran, as you said. Veteran works with Matt Jensen for a few years. Then he worked with another guy who brings him in a very, very nice condition. I think it was Cement Factory guy. And now he's working over there, you know, and when he was in the working on Oxygen Gin, he was making improvements constantly, and he's been keeping all of this. And majority now, he went through some injuries, he recovered, and he's competing. So not to sleep on him, you know.
Don't.
He can be 7, but he still can be Brandon. He still can be, you know.
That's why I call him the wild card. Because he's that wild card could jump up and take Brandon out. He can even take. I would prefer him over Nick Walker's physique. It's just he's got that look, the way the muscles display and the fullness and the roundness, and it's different than Nick Walker, and he could pop up into 5th place and he crack that top 5. But we have someone else that we need to discuss. And that is Mr. Hunter Labrada.
I like Hunter.
Yes.
And also I like Tonio, bro. Tonio is like perfect.
Yeah.
Tonio is like a Dexter Jackson, you know?
Yes. Oh, you're beating me to it. Okay. We're going to get to Tonio. But here we have Dr. Labrada. This was not his best look. We all know that. He's improved drastically since this.
Big time.
let
I
me
just
see if
wanna
I
I wanna
can.
see him. I know he's been working a lot, man, and I think
Tampa Bears.
he can get into that sixth place too.
Okay, so I mean, he does look. This was his win at Tampa, and
Yeah.
he looks good. He was very impressive, especially from the
Yep.
back. Um,
Yeah, because the way he's posing his abs and contracting better,
yeah,
he get more waistline and everything.
yeah. You can see a little bit of the pec hair comes through there, but I mean, it doesn't stop him from winning a show.
Yeah.
Legs look tremendous. Um, Conditioning is tremendous. So you're saying you could have Hunter. I also could have Hunter jump into the top 5 or even 6. He's placed as high as 4th at the Olympia. So he's kind of a wild card too if he comes in really conditioned.
Yeah.
Right. Um, Trying to get to the back shots. There we go. Okay. There.
There you go.
So you compare that to Derek Lunsford and Hottie. He's right there in a sense. Maybe not as big.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's as big as Hottie, but
Yeah. But he can be. We
yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
you know.
But honestly, he got very good condition in this
Mhm.
one.
Yep. Very
And
impressive.
better posing protocol and display, so
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see the Christmas tree if it's it's in there.
yep,
So
a lot better.
yeah. The thing is his consistency isn't good because
Exactly.
right? Then he came
Yeah.
into Texas where he lost to Andrew. And look at that. This is different. He's not consistent. He's depleted. He's over dieted. He's over depleted. I can tell right away. The legs are not
Yeah.
as full. The skin is not. It's just not. Yeah, the lighting is different too, but um, he didn't look the same. The
Yes.
legs definitely don't look as big as they were in Tampa.
No, man.
Right,
Yeah, he looks like a little like depleted and
depleted, and then he's still conditioned, but depleted.
yeah, no, but it's depleted. It's no
Yeah,
full and dry.
yeah. So that's why I'm kind of pushing him down because he doesn't have a good track record with coming in consistent, like Hottie and Derek and some of these other
Yes.
guys, Nick Walker, even Brandon seems to come in a little bit more consistently, than Hunter. And then we have let me go back here. We have Michael Krizo in 9th. So let's find out what this look back. He was at 12th last year. Big guy, probably even bigger this year. Just needs to bring in that conditioning, which he seems
Yeah.
to be able to do, but it's just it didn't come on display for the Olympia. But it's a new year. You can see it's there,
And
right?
his skin is thinner
Yeah,
for sure. I think it's just terms of like the carb loading and brightening
yeah.
that could
You
be
can
a thing for him.
you can see he's missing he needs the glute. Like it
Yeah.
looks weird how it's not developed enough, so it makes
Yes.
his leg look like the balance
Tiny.
isn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
the balance isn't there. So
Yes.
he's got the glutes need to be bigger. It's a weird
Exactly.
thing, but yeah, they have to. Your glutes need to grow sometimes in order
Yeah.
to balance you.
Midsection and glutes is what it makes it weird. The
Mhm.
back, I think he needs to work on posing because look at that shit. When you see
Yeah,
working out,
yeah,
back is the biggest one, but now it's like no back in there.
yeah. So Michael Krizzle, and then we're gonna go to another one of our favorites is Tony O'Burton, who placed 16th, I think he was out of the top. Did him in place. And but he's got that Dexter Jackson shape, man. Like
Yeah.
replace his face with Dexter. Do you think that's Dexter hitting that front lat spread? Um, but man, Tonio's improved as well. Like he did
Yeah,
the
I saw some video yesterday and he looks like wow.
yeah, yeah,
And he's been working in that vacuum because the picture the video he posted, it was doing the vacuum and the front double. So his weight is small, okay?
yeah.
So
He's a wild card too. Like
yeah,
he's
he's good
impressive.
from the back. Yeah. And he's posing good.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here pretty quick, but to just want to take even that most muscular is good on him, man. Back double bicep here. Yeah. So this is what he won. He won the New York Pro, big show to win. He won
And you
that.
know what? In terms of right there,
Mhm.
compare with Michael, he
Yeah,
is better. He
he's better.
destroyed Michael in that pose completely. Like, look at the details he got.
Yep. Yeah.
He's drawing all
Symmetry.
over. Yeah, and he's standing according to the pose. This is what I'm telling you.
Hmm.
When the lower back, you see, he got his ass super tight, but
Yeah.
the lower muscles are he's not too lean back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's hitting it right. And
Yeah,
it makes a difference for sure. And how you display that physique. Uh Definitely excited to see Tonio on the stage.
yeah,
He's
man,
definitely think he's gonna be top 10. I mean, it's gonna be a battle, but I think he's gonna be in the top 10.
100%. He
Yeah,
deserves.
yeah. So we will, we're gonna wrap it up. Um, Appreciate you coming on the show, brother. And got you guys who are watching, leave a comment below. Who do you think is gonna win? Do you agree with our predictions? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below. And man, Manny, we're gonna do another show for you because you were supposed to compete this year, but you didn't. So we're gonna discuss what happened because
Yeah,
you were transitioning into the
the
classic
classic
physique.
physique.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have the chance to compete by the end of the year, so uh,
Okay.
it could be done. So, but I'm working, man, and I feel really good. I don't have
Yeah.
any like issue right now. I'm just being trying to keep myself healthy because this is what I was about to tell you a little bit about.
Okay.
Like these guys that have been stopping their prey and been retiring, like you know Big Ramy is because I notice this, man, that when we trying too heavy and we are heavy and in our body, we
Yeah.
forget some recovering protocols that like stretching and mobility, and this is what makes us to feel that pain from nowhere that you don't understand what's going on, and then you feel like, should I stop for a little while because you know what it is? But other thing is that once you start observing and paying attention to what the thing is making you feel this, like your body's not responding and you refresh everything, you see like it's not that difficult.
Yes.
And then you can come back and your body will respond according to whatever you need. So because muscle memory and muscle size is being there. So I'm working really good and something that I will use show to be able to make people understand what I'm talking about
Yeah.
because it's a whole year me put it on observative myself from outside of being a bodybuilder,
Good.
like what I did wrong. You I don't know if you saw, and I will say this just to try to explain a little.
Yeah.
It's like Ian lower back.
Yes.
Some of us feels like it looks like, oh, what happened with your calf?
Yes.
you know, and we say like, oh, I never feel I get injury here or there.
But
And
it's
so what is going on? No one can explain you exactly. And when we go to talk to therapists, they say like they don't know, or they say like it's a nerve or something.
Mhm.
I just realized, man, that it's spasm.
Okay.
You know, so when the muscle gets spasm, doesn't move, and just
Okay.
because it's not moving, get a big scar tissue because of the density of the muscle, and
Yeah.
that scar tissue start making your muscle to be dehydrated
Okay.
and becomes to be atrophy. But everything else around, because the body's so smart and we have many different muscle groups,
Yeah.
keep working.
Okay.
So by the time I understood this and I started just working against this stuff,
Yes.
I realized that the same way the muscle deteriorate can all regenerate.
Okay.
So now with all of these things I have been applying, man, my physiques gonna look really, really fucking good.
Good. Good, man. Yeah, because I do notice in your back, your back door bicep, there's it looks like it's atrophy, or it looks like what you said. Or did we just lose Manuel? Yeah, we did. Maybe he'll come back, unfortunately. But anyways, guys, we'll wrap it up anyways. Thanks, Manny, for coming on the show. He's in the gym still on Wi-Fi, so maybe he just cut out there. But again, appreciate it. This is my top 6 predictions. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who's your wild card? To play for an upset. All right, we'll catch you in the next one. Okay. Love you guys. Peace.